Happy Friday. And I am so excited to do tonight because I am doing a video on nutrition and what it means to eat clean and kind of show you guys the things that I buy on a regular basis, what you're going to find in our house most of the time. Also, kind of show you or explain to you how I go about maybe planning my week, okay? And then I'm going to show you what clean eating means, what it means. You're hearing that a lot lately from a lot of people. And so I want to explain what clean eating and show you the ingredients in certain things that make it clean versus not. And you'll be surprised to find that certain things are, we think might be clean or they might be healthy for us, but they're not. Okay. Hold on one second. I'll be right back. Okay. Sorry about that. I forgot one of the items. Okay. So for tonight, like I just went to Costco. I went to the grocery store today. I typically go on Friday morning. I like to go to Costco on Wednesdays because it's not very busy that day, but I didn't get a chance to this week. So I went ahead and went today. But I do typically go to the grocery store on Fridays just because we tend to like fresh food on the weekends. We grill out. We love to cook. My husband and I love to cook together. So we go to the store on Fridays. And so when I start thinking about the things that I want to eat for the next week, like what I want to have for dinner. Okay. So I'm going to kind of go through a typical week for me. For breakfast, I usually eat the exact same thing every day. For my after workout snacks, I typically have the same thing almost every day. My lunch, I either have a sandwich or a salad. Again, same thing every day. Occasionally I'll throw in a soup if my husband makes one, but it's typically a sandwich or a salad, okay? In the afternoon snack, I vary. There are a couple of things that I like depending on what I'm craving that day. And then dinner, I try to kind of mix it up, okay? So because I went to Costco and because I knew that I wanted to have some wine tonight, I am being a little more cautious on my carbohydrates, okay, because wine turns to sugar. And so I just went ahead and bought a lot of shrimp, like a little over a pound of just peel and eat shrimp. It's actually peeled already. So that's going to be my dinner along with my kids. They love to eat it too. And if I'm hungry, I'll probably snack on a little bit of nuts or something like that. But, I'm basically just going to have a lot of protein tonight because I'm going to drink wine. Okay. And so, that's something to consider. If you're going to go out to happy hour with your friends or whatever, you can have a salad, just kind of, or have a lot more protein than maybe chicken quesadillas or pasta or something like that. Okay. Now, when you're having your cheat day, it doesn't matter. Eat whatever the heck you want to. But if you're really trying to stick to something for a certain amount of time so you can reach those goals, then you just got to be wise with your choices. Okay. So for breakfast, this is my breakfast every single day. I drink Shakeology every day. It lasts for like 3.5 hours. I get through a couple of hours of workout. So, it's awesome. I mix it with, and if you do protein shakes or whatnot, this is a great thing to mix with. It's called Almond Breeze. It's 40 calories. It's non-dairy, and I don't know if you guys know this, but dairy makes women hold fat. And I love dairy. So, that was one of the things that was hardest for me to get rid of was milk and cheese and ice cream and yogurt and, all these things that come from cows. It's the lactose in it that tends to make us a little more plump than we like. Okay. So this is a great alternative to put in your protein shakes. I drink it every day. And it's delicious. So I always find that in my house. So that's my breakfast pretty much every single day of the week. Okay, I'll go do a workout, and then after my workout, and there's my little photo bomber right here, Naked Ninja, Allie. I usually have either eggs, like an omelet, or I'll have oatmeal. after my workouts, because that's when, the hour after workout is when your body soaks up everything that you put in. So you want to make sure that you're fueling your body with really clean food during that time. Okay. So when I make my omelet, I'll typically have an egg plus 3 egg whites. I'll add some colored bell peppers of some sort, some fresh spinach, do typically some onion, a little bit of like goat cheese or feta cheese, just a little bit, just enough to give it some flavor. And then I'll top it with salsa or nothing at all. And then I'll serve it with a lot of berries, like strawberries and blueberries and blackberries and stuff like that. Maybe some cutie oranges, things like that. Okay, so that's one meal that I typically have after workout. The other one is I mix oatmeal, and that's when I went to go look. And I'll buy the package because the package is loaded with sugar, and that's something that you want to avoid. This takes literally, this is the quick oats, so it's not as healthy as steel oats, but it's still better than the package, okay? So you make that. I do half a cup, and I always add in usually a scoop of protein powder, okay? Remember I told you guys a couple of days ago, maybe about a week ago, that you want to always have protein with every single meal. So this is my absolute favorite protein powder, and it's called Isopure, and it's vanilla flavoring. Sorry about that. I like it down. And it has a really great taste to it, and it's a good, pure quality protein powder. A lot of times, protein powders, you're going to get what you pay for. I can tell you that. And they typically, the cheaper ones have a lot of fillers in there. And one of the fillers is horse hoof. So really think about it. Your fingernails are a protein. So that's ground up. So something that a lot of manufacturers don't want you to know. You can find this stuff on Consumer Reports, okay? A lot of protein powders also have traces of arsenic and lots of metals in them. This is a really good pure protein. Okay, so I'll have my oatmeal, a half a cup, dry oatmeal cooked. Then I put a scoop of that in, and then I'll put typically a half a cup of Greek yogurt, and it is right here. This is also my substitute for sour cream. There are, for a cup, there's 23 grams of protein. Okay, I don't know if you can see that. So I do a half a cup. So that's a little over, that's around 12 grams of protein for that half a cup. So that plus my protein powder in my oatmeal is really, really good. And then I'll add like a cup of berries, like blueberries or strawberries or whatever. And then I'll add either a tablespoon of maple syrup, like real maple syrup, or I'll use some stevia, depending, like just an all-natural sugar sweetener, okay? So that's one of 2 snacks that I typically have after workout. Then for my lunch, I'll usually have a salad or sandwich. For my sandwiches, I use 2 different things, and one is the Ezekiel bread. I already told you about that. It's a sprouted bread. It's very, very dense. The heavier the bread, the better for you it is. The softer the bread, the higher amount of sugar that it has, and your body is going to have a really high glycemic imbalance from that bread, from soft bread, okay, even if it's whole wheat, okay? So I typically buy Ezekiel bread for my sandwiches, and then I discovered these a couple weeks ago, and they're the Smart, they're La Tortilla brand wraps, and I am in love with them. 100 calories, 9 grams of protein, 12 grams of fiber for this really big burrito size, and so that's what I do my sandwiches in. And then these little small ones are only 50 calories each, and they are 7 grams of fiber and 5 grams of protein. So again, really, really good for you. And as far as carbs go, okay, I buy a low sodium, high quality lunch meat like ham or turkey, and it's usually boar's head. That's my favorite. And I'll put that in there, and I'll either load it with hummus or guacamole or some Dijon mustard to make it kind of spicy. I throw in tomatoes, lots of fresh spinach, and if I'm really wanting some cheese, then I'll do a really thin slice, like super thin slice of whatever kind of cheese that I have. Okay, and then and I'm stuffed after that. So that's my lunch. My snacks in the afternoon are typically a protein bar, um, because I'm a Beachbody coach. I like the P90X ones. They're actually really good for you, and they taste really good for you. And so when I'm having a chocolate attack or I'm craving chocolate, I like the chocolate peanut butter. It's yummy. I also will have almonds, just 13 almonds with like a green apple. That's a perfect combination for a snack. Okay. I also, one of my other favorite snacks is hummus. I love hummus, and this is the spicy roasted red pepper, and I actually found them in little to-go sizes. So it's just a perfect serving, and you can dip fresh vegetables in there, or a lot of times I will put my hummus on these. I found these little romaine lettuce wraps, like what you would find at like P.F. Chang's or something like that when you order the lettuce wrap. They're just perfect little cups. And so I'll put some hummus in there and I'll put some of that spicy chili paste and, maybe a little dab of soy sauce or something like that. And I roll it up and I love it. Sometimes I'll put some avocado in there if I'm super hungry. And that's a perfect snack. And it's filling. It gives you the crunch and it's healthy. Okay. Now for dinner, I wanted to tell you about my salads. Salads, I load up. I don't care about calories. I'm not concerned with the calories. I'm also not concerned with fat grams. Because you have a low-fat diet, that doesn't necessarily mean it's healthy, okay? So my fat tends to stay around 30% a day. I like the 40-30-30. If you're one of those anal people that need to have percentages, I typically say 40-30-30. 40% carbs or protein, depending on the day. 30% carbs or protein, and then 30% fat. My fat comes from hummus, from avocado, from olive oil, from nuts, from coconut oil, you name it, okay? But it's all healthy fat, good, heart healthy, so I'm not concerned with the fat. So on my salad, I buy these big, huge things at Costco. They're $3.99 a piece, and this is the organic spinach. You cannot buy a big, huge thing of spinach, especially organic, for $3.99. So I love Costco. Here's an organic half and half mix, and so I'll just, mix up my salads depending on the day. Sometimes I'll put both of them together, but I get a big, huge bowl. I'm talking a ginormous bowl because I'm typically pretty hungry, and I'll add a little bit of walnuts because I like that crunch and I love those. I'll add a little bit of goat cheese in my salad. I add some sort of an orange, yellow, or red bell pepper because they're super healthy. I'm not big on green ones, but I love these. I'll have like avocado. I'll put in some tomato. I got tomato right here. You name it. I'll throw all kinds of cucumbers in there. Any kind of veggie I can get. Carrots, it doesn't matter. And then I typically make my dressings. I have a creamy garlic dressing that I love. It's so good and so healthy for you. But I also go by Cheesecake Factory and buy their Skinnylicious because they're delicious. So the Skinnylicious spicy vinaigrette and the regular vinaigrette, the Skinnylicious vinaigrette. Oh my gosh, oh, it's so good. You don't have to use very much, and it's only 10 calories per like tablespoon or something. So hardly anything to it. Lots and lots of spices in there to give it all the flavor that you need. So those are my favorite dressings, and then of course I usually home make mine. So it keeps it nice and healthy. Now for dinner, I decided that this week we're going to have fish tacos. My husband is an amazing cook, and we're really good at taking a recipe that we find that maybe sounds really good but may not be that healthy and making it healthy. And so we did that this week. We had fish tacos the other day. I was craving them, and so we played around with it. Awesome. And we got it to where it's 40-30-30, 40% protein, 30% carbs, 30% fat for these ginormous tilapia fish tacos. So we're going to have those. So I bought a ton of fish, like 2 pounds, so that we can have and feed the whole family, all 3 kids. Okay. One night we're going to have a baked salmon cooked mid-rare. And again, I found this awesome marinade that from the Ultimate Reset the 21-day cleanse that we have that is amazing. My kids, they're not really big salmon fans now because their friends have influenced them, but they love the salmon from the Ultimate Reset. So we're going to have that one night. We also like to have steak. So we're going to have some steak. And then I bought some stuff for stir fry. So like some zucchini, or that's yellow squash, some zucchini. I have fresh mushrooms right here, some carrots, broccoli. I've got all kinds of stuff for my stir fry, and I'll either put in chicken or pork. I have some pork over here that we bought a couple weeks ago that we just still haven't used. For my stir fry, I use 2 teaspoons of sesame oil, and then 1 teaspoon of coconut oil. If you guys don't cook with coconut oil, this is incredible for you. It doesn't have a coconut flavor, so if that's what you're concerned about, it's just delicious, and it's so healthy. In fact, it's better for you than olive oil. So I cook my eggs in this. I cook almost everything in coconut oil. Okay, so I've got this ginormous container. So 2 teaspoons of that, 1 teaspoon of the coconut oil, the sesame oil. Then I use Himalayan pink salt. And I don't know if you've heard of this, but this is different. It's loaded with minerals. This is actually known and has proven to lower your blood pressure. So this salt is good for you, and it doesn't take a whole lot. Instead of soy isn't that good for you, and I just encourage you to not have soy unless, you're going to have it on occasion, like when you eat sushi or something like that. But when I cook, like when I make a stir fry, I use this liquid amino. It's Bragg, so you can find it in the Asian section of your grocery store. It's not good to dip stuff in. Like if you were to have sushi, it doesn't taste good, but this is awesome when you cook with it. Okay, so you just kind of squirt it on there, and then it makes this awesome stir fry that's super healthy for you. And then you can serve it over quinoa. You can serve it over some brown rice if you want. And kids typically like it as well. Okay, if you want it spicy, add some crushed red pepper or even some of that Asian chili paste. So good. We are gonna have, my kids love pasta. So one of the things that we're gonna have this week, I don't know what it is. Anyway, we're going to have this lasagna bake. And instead of making, like they love lasagna, but unfortunately lasagna is not healthy. So I make this skillet lasagna that's actually very, very healthy, tastes just like lasagna, and it's just a quarter of the amount of cheese. So I'll post that recipe for you guys. So whenever y'all are wanting to have pasta or something like that, something that maybe tastes bad, but it's really good for you, we're going to do that. And I usually use lean ground beef for that. I hate turkey, so I never push turkey, but some people love it, ground turkey. But I just would rather have beef. So I buy the lean, and I buy organic if I can. Again, Costco. Love Costco. This is the Laura's lean ground beef. It's a little bit more expensive, but it is free of hormones or antibiotics, and it's vegetarian fed. So, it's definitely a lot better for you than regular beef. One of the nights we're going to have some kind of beef dish. I'm kind of thinking beef enchiladas and, just things like that. So we'll probably put something in the crock pot. I've got this huge, ginormous thing of pork chops, so I'll put something in the crock pot on the day that we have baseball games and practice and things like that to keep it easy. Literally, I'm telling you, it's just a dump, just some fresh ingredients. It's ready by the time you get home. Your family loves it, and you can feel good about feeding the stuff to your family. A couple of other things that I wanted to show you that I always have in my pantry. And always almonds, because they're easy. We always have avocado. We always have loads and loads of fresh fruit. I mean, these are strawberries, blueberries, and blackberries, and I also have the cuties, as well as grapes and limes. And, and I get tired of water, so I'll cut some of this fruit up and put it in my water. It's so delicious. This is something, when I talk about clean eating, This is something that we buy. It's in a jar, and it's just roasted green chilies. And the ingredients are green chilies, lime juice, garlic, and salt. That's it. So there are 4 ingredients in this. This is an incredible additive that you can put on your food that gives it some spice, gives it a ton of flavor, and has nothing added that's yucky for you. Okay? We always have tons and tons of chicken stock, and this is what you can saute anything in. Chicken stock. You need to keep this on hand. Okay? I also have lots of fresh honey. Honey does wonders for your immune system, especially if you combine it with some cinnamon. I usually typically have green tea every day as well for a snack, and I'll add a tablespoon of honey. Sometimes if I'm wanting to add some sugar or something to something, that doesn't make sense, something to something. If I want to add sugar and make something a little bit sweeter, I'll use stevia. This is a natural sweetener from the stevia plant. Okay, it is processed, but it doesn't do the same things that sugar does to your body. Okay. If I buy juice, I will buy the Tropicana 50. It's half the sugar, half the calories. So our kids don't need all that sugar. Okay. Walnut. We don't drink a lot of milk, so I buy organic milk. For when my kids want cereal, they'll usually have cereal like twice a week. So this, it's not, milk isn't good for you. So after the age of 2, so, you want to kind of limit it. You can buy, if you're limiting it, you can buy better quality stuff, okay? I wanted to show you, also, another staple, green tea and lemon zinger. When I am craving, like having just a sugar attack in the afternoon, and it's that time of the month, I will always run right toward a cup of hot tea because it tends to satisfy my sugar cravings, especially if I put a tablespoon of honey in there. And then the warmth, I have to drink it slowly, so it takes my mind off of it. Okay, so that's a little trick that I've learned over the years. Okay, so a couple of the websites that I love are fortheloveofcooking.net. There isn't anything that I've cooked, made, or anything from that website that has not been awesome. So, go check her out. She's incredible. Not everything on the website is healthy. That's all right. 80% of the time, eat clean. 20% of the time, who cares? Eat whatever the heck you want to, okay? Another one is skinnytaste.com. That's a really good one. And then this is a really good book that you can buy, the Eat Clean Diet Cookbook. And lots and lots of recipes, especially if you get tired of eating the same thing over and over again. I get a lot of my sides out of this book right here, okay? And a lot of my crock pot stuff. So that's kind of a glimpse into what we have always on hand as far as food, and kind of how I go about planning my meals. So, I figure out what it is I want to eat, and then I go buy that, and then we try to make it as healthy as possible. And again, we don't worry about fat, because fat's not your enemy. Sugar is. Sugar is the one that causes all the issues, okay? So really be careful about how much sugar you ingest and how many simple carbohydrates that you have. So I'm going to finish up on what exactly is clean eating. And my husband actually bought these Special K bars. You would think, oh, that's a diet food, that Special K. But when you look at the ingredients, there's like stuff I can't even pronounce. And the number 4 ingredient is corn syrup, fructose, soluble corn syrup, strawberry flavored fruit pieces, sugar, vegetable oil, soybean and palm oil, partially hydrogenated palm kernel oil, glycerin, sorbate, sorbitol. I mean, I don't know. Artificial flavor, artificial flavor, artificial flavor, over and over and over again. The ingredient list is that long, and that the box is only that. So that's the ingredient list. That should tell you right there that ain't clean eating. Okay? Something else that we thought was clean or healthy. Oh my gosh, little granola bars. Okay? And you know, it's got a fiber in there. The sugars are only 7 grams, but this is a teeny tiny little thing right here. Okay? And the ingredients for this, it does have granola as the first one, and it has whole grain rolled wheat. But then the number 3 ingredient is soybean oil. Then you have some sodium bicarbonate, I don't even know how to pronounce that. Caramel coloring, corn syrup, brown rice crisp. You've got some other oil, soybean oil, palm oil. There it is again. Some corn syrup solids, invert sugar. I don't know what that is. You know, and again, some other natural and artificial flavorings. So, you know, not clean eating. Because there's a lot of things I couldn't pronounce on there, okay? Remember that jar of chilies that I said 4 ingredients? That's clean. This isn't, okay? As close to the original as possible, all right? Now here's something that's it's by Clif Bar, and it's for kids. And I want to tell you the difference in between this and this, okay? Yes, this has a lot of ingredients on it, but they are organic rolled oats, organic oat flour, organic fig paste, organic honey, organic soy butter. There's organic cane syrup, oat fiber, some cocoa butter, and some flaxseed, and of course natural flavors. So this is definitely a lot healthier than this is. So if you're like looking at, you know, for your kids, something quick and easy, take a look at the ingredients. You're going to find some good stuff. Evaporated cane syrup or caprate cane juice is much, much better for you than high fructose corn syrup. Okay? Woo, it's a long video. No wonder it didn't upload. So I hope you guys are kind of now more aware of what you are buying, and maybe that kind of gives you an idea of how I go about my day and how I feed my kids. And you know, they eat the same things I do. I do buy junk food. I mean, I do. There's some cheeses and some goldfish and some chips in there, and you know, that's again, it's all in moderation. But my kids eat a healthy breakfast. They get a healthy lunch if I make it for them, and then they get a healthy dinner, and then anything in between, whatever. I don't care. So, I hope you guys have a great night. And I'm not going to do a workout video. I was going to do yoga tonight for you guys, but my husband isn't here to video me. He's at the Mavs game. So, which is why I'm drinking wine. So, I'm going to go hang out with my kids in the pool and have an amazing weekend. I'm here for you if you have any questions at all. Night, night.